Please don't sue us. Please don't sue us. Please.
Dark shadow of an evil ship gives the finger to an audience hoping not to see a remake of A New Hope. Also, if a Star Destroyer's shadow is this large and looming, then it's either super close to this galaxy's sun, or else this is a tiny-ass planet. Or you're just having fun with visuals and don't really care about scale.
That is not a shadow, that is a silhouette. You can tell by these little details that give it away, like the way it looks. Also, fun fact, it's that very sin right there that inspired me to create this channel.
Thankfully for the plot, those two overachiever stormtroopers who shot at him actually damaged his ship enough to keep him from taking off. I guess they missed the memo about how they're supposed to be horrible at aiming.
So, let me get this straight. You usually sin stormtroopers being bad at aiming, but in this instance, where they're being good at aiming, you're sinning them because they're not being bad at aim. Okay.
The map to Skywalker. We know you found it.
No sins removed for one of the best villain voices of all time. Seriously, even in the trailer, just Kylo Ren's voice gave me freaking chills.
Wait a minute, the guy who vanished left behind a map? Like, a physical f***ing map that any asshole could stumble upon and find you with? What this movie should have said at the beginning was Luke Skywalker has set everyone on a scavenger hunt. One explosion must mean Poe died. I wish they never programmed depression inside of me.
Okay, so I'm going to say something here. And yes, you may have been expecting that, but this isn't the kind of thing you'd expect me to say, because this isn't really about the BB-8 having depression sin at all. This is about something else entirely, because I'd just like to take some time out to do some speculation. Now, you may or may not be familiar, but there are lots of people out there who think that the name Darth Vader is foreshadowing for Vader being Luke Skywalker's father. Spoiler alert. And this is because in German, the word for father is sort of similar to Vader. Well then, that makes me very curious about Poe's character, because if we use the same kind of German foreshadowing, Poe in German means arse. And that makes me very curious as to what the writers have planned for Poe for the next 2 episodes.
And Poe appears to be the only prisoner they took from the planet.
Poe. The presence of John Boyega here has reminded me that you've never sinned Attack the Block, and that is worth a sin.
This thing probably died because it was trying to walk in a desert.
Tanks don't die. At most, they will break down.
No one has been able to get out of you what you did with the map.
Why waste time with human torture if your resident Sith pupil can just mind extract the information out of the subject?
Kylo Ren is not a Sith. Come on, man. You should have known this. What are you, a novice?
Alright, we gotta take out as many of these cannons as we can, or we're not gonna get very far.
Hey, why not just fly perpendicular to the ship? Like, away and shit. Eventually the cannons will be out of range to hit you, right? Do you have to attack them? Or could you maybe just dodge their fire for a few seconds and f***ing leave?
You don't know the range of this cannon's projectiles, the speed of the TIE fighter, the speed of the projectiles? Why not just trust Poe on this one? Although I do kind of like the phrasing of away and shit, so you know what, I'm a generous god.
The two were accompanied by a girl.
A girl? Damn, that pisses me off. Nothing annoys me more than my enemies being female. I must choke you now because of this.
Stay there until I say so, and don't even think about taking the Falcon.
What about BB-8?
Stays with me until I get rid of the gang.
But why? Wouldn't it be safer for BB-8 to stay hidden?
To answer that question, which by the way, that's not a sin, that's a question, Han wants insurance that Finn and Rey won't just fly away in the Falcon.
Maybe we should have seen this in Return of the Jedi, but Luke decided to bring that Darth Vader mask with him when he escaped the second Death Star, but why?
You know what? You're right, and you should have seen that in Return of the Jedi, and not here.
Like all of them, I was taken from a family I'll never know. But my first battle, I made a choice.
That was his first battle? He's like 30. How f***ing long does stormtroopers train?
Finn is not like 30, Finn is like 23. A quick Google search could have told you this.
That lightsaber was Luke's, and his father's before him.
Huh? You mean the one that he was holding when Vader cut his hand off in Cloud City? You mean someone found that and now it's here?
I agree, and you know what? If Luke ends up using this blue lightsaber instead of his green lightsaber from Return of the Jedi in the next 2 episodes, then that will piss me off. And do you know why that will piss me off? Because I am a nerd and I care about little details like this for no apparent reason.
And what's the point of this anyway? They blew up 5 planets, none of which we know anything about. And for what? At least when the Empire blew up Alderaan, we knew it was Leia's home planet. Why not just go ahead and blow up several other planets while you're at it and just end this thing?
Also, those planets are way too close together. Think about our nearest planets. They are Mars and Venus. How big do they appear in the sky? Do they appear that big in the sky? No, they don't, because in all but the rarest of circumstances, planets have a huge amount of space between them.
Where'd you get that?
A good question. For another time.
Well, that's a tidy screenwriter's trick to get out of explaining
Yes, seriously, why could they have not just made this the green lightsaber? There'd be none of these problems. C-3PO has a red arm now, and that's totally not just an excuse to bring out a whole new range of C-3PO toys.
If you're a fan of girls, then this moment pulled you straight out of the movie. Adam Driver is a good and appealing actor, but once you do something as unique as his character on that show, the thought of him being a Sith Lord is hilarious.
Kylo Ren still is not a Sith. It's almost like you haven't been listening to these things I'm telling you, Jeremy.
What you say about this girl is true. Bring her to me.
And that right there was the longest time that anyone has ever taken to say 4 syllables.
Leia can sense when Han has been killed halfway across the galaxy, but still no idea where her living Jedi brother is without a f***ing map. Do I have that right?
Okay, so we have been given many indications to believe that the Force can tell you what state someone is in, whether they're near or far. But what we haven't been given is any indications to believe that the Force can tell you exactly where someone is or how to find them. So I don't think this is a sin.
Traitor!
Why is this supposed to be an insult? It's not like Finn made friends in the First Order and it's some huge betrayal.
You don't actually know that. He could have. Also, traitor shaming is a pretty good way to stop people from becoming traitors.
Kylo does not have to engage with Finn in a lightsaber duel. He can just throw him with a little Force magic. But he gets in a lightsaber duel anyway. I realize it's possible Finn is a Force user and doesn't know it. In fact, I'd say it's positive, since otherwise someone as powerful as Kylo's been shown to be should finish Finn off in about 3 seconds flat. Did you see what he did to Rey? And she is a Force user.
Yeah, because he probably really wants to get into a lightsaber fight. I mean, come on, he's a massive Darth Vader fanboy. Could you imagine him passing up the opportunity to have a lightsaber fight? There is a guy charging at him with an actual lightsaber. Do you really expect him to go, nah, I'm not going to do this. I don't really want to. Nah, he's going to try and make that fight go as long as it possibly can, which is what he does. And you know what? This is especially true since Finn is completely untrained, so this fight has pretty much no risk in it for him. He's just messing about.
Massive planet explodes, but as long as you show the ships flying away from it, there's no way that big explosion can catch up to them.
These ships that we know can fly faster than the speed of light should have no trouble flying away from an exploding planet. Come on. But wait, there's more. Don't go anywhere yet. It's time for a bonus round. Here is everything wrong with the Star Wars Force Awakens trailers. Spoilers? For a trailer? Just one frame of Han and Chewie in the title card? That right there is some sloppy editing. Also, star The Force Awakens Wars.
So it's WALL-E, but with more Star Wars?
Yes, in fact there's so much more Star Wars than in WALL-E that there's not even any WALL-E left, and it's entirely a Star Wars movie that is nothing like WALL-E at all. In fact, the only similarities between this shot and WALL-E are that there's some broken stuff, and that there's a lot of beige.
Also, if that's Luke with the robot hand, then Luke is also wearing a black robe, which is, at the least, weird, and at most, suspicious as hell.
Luke is wearing the same colors that he was wearing last time we saw him in Return of the Jedi? That's so weird! Thanks for specifying it was the guy with the robot hand you were talking about, because there are so many other people in shot that you could have been talking about instead.
You have that power too.
Guys, are we sure Luke isn't evil in this movie? The black robe, now this, which certainly seems like evil Mark Hamill voice if I've ever heard it, and I have.
That clip is reused audio from Return of the Jedi, so no.
As I pause this cool-looking explosion scene, I'm left to wonder, who are they fighting? Everyone and everything in this shot is on the evil side, unless that's what we're supposed to think.
I don't know, Jeremy. Well, actually I do know because I've seen the movie, but that's not the point. The point is, why would you send a trailer for leaving you with unanswered questions? That's like one of the main things a trailer is supposed to do. I've just noticed this, and it's actually pretty funny. Well played. Apparently it takes 3 numbers to express the number 0. But wait, don't go anywhere yet, there's still more! Oh my god, I've already got 5 minutes of audio recorded and I've still got more to go. This is going to take forever to edit. Ugh.
Who are you?
Who, me? I'm Han and Leia's daughter. Duh.
Wrong! Obviously, she's Luke's daughter. No, wait, she's Obi-Wan's daughter. No, she's Palpatine's granddaughter. And you know what? Supreme Leader Snoke is actually Mace Windu. You know what? Let's just chill with the fan theories for a while, guys, okay?
Get that this robot works and that it's a real thing they actually built to make the movie, but I don't get how it works even more than 2 seconds on sand.
But there it is, doing the thing. And as you said, they actually built a BB-8 for this and filmed it, so clearly it can work on sand. Let's be honest, you only sent this because it's a short trailer and you wanted to make a Sins video that wasn't also really short.
Movie rips off A New Hope's main character's I just want to leave this planet and fly in space motivation.
But thankfully, that's the only thing that this movie ended up taking from A New Hope. Oh wait.
I realize he may not have options, but wearing long-sleeve black clothing in a desert is a dumb decision.
I mean, sure, it's sandy, but you don't know it's hot there. All you know is that it's sandy. That doesn't mean it's hot. That place would still look like that if it was minus 50 degrees.
Oh great, this Kylo Ren dude has a fleet of bodyguards that basically look exactly like he does. This should be fun for the viewers.
A premature sin for something that turned out not to be an issue. Also, I'm 90% sure they only filmed that sequence so they could use clips from it in the trailer.
So, what are these 3 things in his jacket? Bullets? Oxygen capsules? Shock absorbers?
Jeremy doesn't know something and sins the trailer for the fact that he doesn't know the thing.
The poster has no Luke, and the only Luke we've gotten in the trailers is some ominous voiceover work and a shot of his robot hand touching R2-D2. My theory, they aren't hiding him because they want to. They're hiding him because they have to, because showing him alone would be a spoiler, because he's evil.
This would have been cool, but no. And actually, come to think of it, pretty much all of your predictions about this movie have been incorrect. I'm sorry. I mean, actually, as far as we know, technically, you could still be right about Rey being Han and Leia's daughter, although it is unlikely, and you could still be right about a Dark Luke, although it is also still unlikely. You know what? I'm just going to assume that we're not going to have a major plot twist here, and if it turns out I'm wrong, I'll take that back, but I probably won't be wrong.
Luke is evil, y'all. Maybe even the main villain of this entire new trilogy.
You took the time to edit in a red lightsaber for Luke, but didn't take the time to edit it into the right place. The blade should start slightly higher up. Wow, I've recorded like 7 minutes of audio for this. I'm still going to be up editing at 3 AM, aren't I? Hi, I'm here at the end of the video to inform you that myself and rapper Truly Artistic have been working very hard recently, bringing you this kind of funky hybrid rap trap track. It would mean a lot if you could go and give it a listen by clicking the annotation on screen. Thank you.
Escape. This is for the time you dedicate to what you're doing. If you're busy working 9 to 5 or busy with your school and everybody on the hustle, so baby, just keep it moving. Don't ever let nobody